Today is World Youth Day. Diversity and inclusivity is a key ingredient among our youth, including among persons with disabilities. In developing countries, 80 to 90% of persons with disabilities of working age are unemployed. In industrialized countries, it's between 50 to 70%. Prejudice, stigmas, myths continue to limit the understanding and acceptance of disability in workplaces around the world. Skills for Inclusive Growth was first conceived to focus on economic opportunities for the poor and continues to focus on women, on marginalized communities and persons with disabilities. With us today is Regional Program Specialist Lavanya, Christy and Communications, Advocacy and Government Liaison Tanya Goonewardene to chat about a most interesting concept, integrating persons with disabilities into the world of work, specifically into the tourism industry. Welcome Lavanya, welcome Tanya. Firstly, let me just get a macro view of what it is like for people with disabilities in the world of work. What's the landscape like for them?
So when we see the opportunity for person with disabilities, less than 1% of person with disabilities are employed now. So regarding the challenges, we can say that the access to communication and the information is a very big barrier, challenges for them. And also the travel and transport are not accessible for them. The big challenge is the skills. They are not getting the opportunity to build their skills in all the way in several skills. And also the big challenge is attitude of others toward person with disabilities. So, and also the system provide the employment for person with disabilities. In the government, there is a policy, 3% of person with disability need to be included in the government sector. But in the private sector, it's not the case. It's depend on the personal interest and the attitude and their willingness. They are providing the opportunity for them.
So how challenging is it to integrate them into the workplace?
Each person is different. No? They have very unique skills and abilities. Actually, it's not a challenge to integrate them. It's depend on each person's attitude and the flexible. So through providing a reasonable adjustment and support and flexibility, we can give the opportunity for the person with disability. So it's depend on the employers and us to giving the opportunity for person with disabilities.
Of all the industries in Sri Lanka, why did Skills for Inclusive Growth actually select tourism as an industry to integrate persons with disabilities into it?
So if we dial back the hand of time to 2016, that is when the program started. And at that time, tourism was a vibrant contributor to the regional and the national economies. It is now that tourism is going through a tumultuous time. Our commitment to tourism in terms of the end of program outcomes remain the same. So enabling environment, the enterprises doing well, people increasing their incomes are our focus. However, this program can be customized to any industry that believes in empowerment, regional development and inclusion.
So what skills would be most suited for persons with disabilities in the tourism industry?
We cannot say that these skills will suit for the person with disability. So there are different type of person with disabilities. In our experience, we work with speaking and hearing impaired person, physical disabilities, visually impaired person. So we enter intellectual disabled person. We work different type of disabilities and we have provide different type of skills. That means pool lifeguard, chef training, cookery, beautician. We provided some adjustment and flexible support to perform the task. So I can say that all the person can involve in all type of skills, but we need to make sure to provide them the proper adjustment and the flexibility.
So Tanya, what changes would you like to see in industry so more persons with disabilities can contribute more?
Sure. So one of our focus areas are the youth, and we are very quick to say that the future belongs to the youth. But it is also a notion that policymakers, government, private sector training providers, we too need to take part in creating that equitable world where the youth can come forward and be skilled. So primarily awareness and advocating models that facilitate inclusion for persons with disabilities is important. It must be said that Sri Lanka does have a robust policy and a regulatory infrastructure to incorporate persons with disabilities into workforce. However, awareness and implementation of it may be lacking. Therefore, believing in it, advocating for it, normalizing it, celebrating it, including it is what we need to make sure that persons with disabilities are incorporated into work life.
So from a practical perspective, creating awareness and ensuring that that awareness is taken to create an equitable society for persons with disabilities to integrate and help you, help me, and help themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today. Keep us on your radar, subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.